There are various ways to smoke cannabis, such as rolling with tobacco or using a pipe. When cannabis is lit, tetrahydrocannabinol, THC, is released, most of which is then inhaled into the lungs. As with tobacco, harmful substances such as tar and carbon monoxide are released when cannabis burns. Tar particles are deposited along the wall of the windpipe, the trachea, and the air sacs of the lungs, the alveoli. THC is easily absorbed into the bloodstream through the air sacs in the lungs. The cannabis smoke inhaled into the lungs also contains carbon monoxide, which attaches itself to the red blood cells, to which they do not let go. Tar also enters the lungs, which damages the air sacs and is countered by the white blood cells. The THC then enters the bloodstream through the capillaries of the lungs and flows through the pulmonary vein and back to the heart, where it is pumped to the rest of the body via the aorta. Nicotine weakens the vascular walls, which results in fat accumulation. Blood containing THC molecules reaches the brain via the aorta and diffuses through tiny capillaries between the brain cells. When smoking cannabis, the effects are felt much sooner than when eating it. The THC molecules move easily through the brain, penetrating the vascular walls of the blood-brain barrier. THC stimulates the reward centre of the brain, resulting in a blissful sensation. It affects the hippocampus, which results in difficulty remembering recent events. It also stimulates the hypothalamus, resulting in hunger. This is commonly referred to as the munchies. The cerebellum, also known as the little brain, which controls motor coordination, is disrupted. The basal ganglia, which controls muscle movements, is also slowed down. The blood then returns from the brain to the heart, where it is pumped around the rest of the body via the aorta. Blood containing THC molecules is then transported to the liver via the hepatic artery. Some THC molecules pass through the capillary walls and enter the liver cells, where they are broken down into metabolites. The THC molecules and some remaining molecules then collect in the hepatic vein, where they are pumped back to the heart. They then reach the kidneys, where they diffuse through the branches of the renal arteries. The molecules and metabolites arrive at the filter elements of the kidneys, known as the nephrons, where they are eventually discharged from the body via the urinary tract. Cannabis can also be eaten. This is usually done so in brownie or pancake form in order to disguise the disgusting taste. The process starts in the mouth, where saliva breaks down the cannabis-rich treat. It is then swallowed and enters the stomach, where the cake is broken down into a liquid mass. The THC molecules are then absorbed into the bloodstream via the small intestine. They then enter the capillaries along the intestinal wall and are carried away into the bloodstream. They then enter the liver via the portal vein. Blood containing THC molecules is transported to the liver via the hepatic artery. Some THC molecules pass through the capillary walls and enter the liver cells, where they are broken down into metabolites. The THC metabolites and some remaining molecules collect in the hepatic vein, where they are pumped back to the heart, and then the rest of the body via the aorta. Part of the blood containing THC molecules then flows to the brain, where only 5 to 20% of the original THC produces effects. The effects of eating cannabis generally take much longer than when it is smoked.